Morning.
Morning.
How are we feeling about what's happening at the moment?
Oh, I mean, hopeless. I don't know. There's just not much hope. I never used to have doom and gloom with Mystic Mellor and Muldoon here, but I don't know. It's just, I can't swear live on TV, can I?
Yeah.
Well, all the awful things I thought would happen with Liz Truss as Prime Minister have happened in spades. You've got two extremely inexperienced ministers, Kwarteng and Truss. I mean, Truss didn't even seem to know that she had to issue, she's the Prime Minister of this country, that she had to issue a statement trying to calm the market.
Where is she? Has anyone...
I haven't seen her. And the reality is that the whole idea was to stimulate the British economy in a positive way. But what they have done is loaded borrowing upon borrowing, and they have borrowed in order to offer tax cuts, which is as stupid a thing as you could possibly do. You give people tax cuts as a reward for agreeing to the government curbing public expenditure. And I just think this is really quite serious. You see, when you think last year they were borrowing money for about 1%. Now it's 5%. I mean, you will get back to the situation we had in the 70s and 80s, where the largest item of public expenditure was interest on money you'd already borrowed.
But they would say this is, hang on, that's the orthodox thinking. This is going to be different. This is a different plan, and all the economists and global institutions like the IMF, don't worry, stick with us. This is the plan.
Shock and awe.
Look, just hold firm.
When I was Chief Secretary, we took public expenditure as a proportion of national wealth down to the lowest it's ever been. I never had to read any headlines like this. I mean, we are dealing with serious scale of ineptitude because, it's like sending kids into a firework factory with matches. Let's throw these matches around. Let's have a big bang.
In all your experience, have you ever seen markets respond to a statement by a Chancellor in the way that we saw on Friday? And have you ever seen the pound like this? I mean, record low on Monday.
No, I mean...
And gilt yields. And there have to be serious questions. We're hearing yesterday from Hugh Pill from the Bank of England, hard not to draw the conclusion that all this will require a significant monetary policy response. But that's not expected until November.
Well, the reality is the Bank of England haven't really done much over the past year in any event. And they were given the keys almost to the piggy bank to say, you look after the economy, you help steer us under Boris's leadership. And now it's, as David used a brilliant analogy there, it is like kids going into a firework factory.
And the serious monetary response, they have all these jargon. What they mean is sticking interest rates up. What they mean is sticking your mortgage rates up. Everyone watching this is going to suffer for this. And the result of it, look, the Labour Party are 17 points ahead of the polls. And, I've seen Labour conferences, never been to one, but I've seen Labour conferences from a distance. They look confident. They even look, relatively clean-cut. They sing the national anthem. They smell power. I look at Liz Truss and I smell failure.
Well, there are reports that some Conservative MPs are worried that their reputation for economic credibility could be shredded here. That has been built back up. It's taken a long time for that to be built back in, given where the Conservative Party were after we crashed out the ERM in the early 90s.
Absolutely. Well, I remember that only too.
I thought you would do.
And the point is that that credibility meant that even though the major government managed to turn the economy round, Ken Clarke was a very good Chancellor, we were still thrashed, lost more than half our seats, because the public remembered. We remembered the ERM fiasco.
Yeah.
What fiasco are they going to remember? Now, don't forget, she's got about 2 years to turn it round. So if she thinks that the change in income tax is going to suddenly stimulate growth in this country, she hasn't got enough time.
Well, it was the quote Starmer made in his speech yesterday saying Labour's time has come, as in 1945 and 1997. And it's exactly that sense from certainly from conference that Labour are eyeing up number 10.
Well, of course they are, but they still have to have the votes from the people. And I think the votes from the people are still out because Labour have got a long way to come back to public confidence. So it's all very well, Starmer and et al. From the Labour Party conference shouting from their pillboxes saying, yes, we think we should have national energy back. But that's going to run like Channel 4 has been run. It'll be a public forum funded by private money. They don't seem to have any strategy to win. And as I said before, Liz Truss was actually elected. If she is elected, she will set the Conservatives up to fail at the next election.
And also, I know we need to move on, but you know, what are they going to do with the money? Why, they're going to hire more NHS staff. I'm sorry, but isn't that yesterday's solution to a problem that cannot be solved in that way? The NHS needs to be made more efficient and effective. The idea that we tip every penny into the NHS, come on, folks. Yeah. We need more grown-up politics than that.